Hello, everyone, and welcome back to English Insights, the place where learning English is easy, fun, and real. I am so happy you are here with us today.
And hello to everyone listening at home, at work, on the bus, or maybe sitting in an airport lounge right now.
Oh, I love that. If you are actually at an airport right now, this episode is perfectly timed for you.
It really is, because today we are talking about English for the airport, from the moment you check in all the way to the moment you board your plane.
And this topic is so important because the airport is one of those places where you absolutely need English. There is no way around it.
You cannot just point at things and hope for the best.
Well, you can try, but it does not always work.
I tried that once. I ended up with a window seat when I really wanted an aisle seat.
See, English matters at the airport.
It really does. And I think a lot of people feel very anxious at the airport when they have to speak English because everything feels urgent. Everything feels official.
Yes, the airport has a very serious energy. There are uniforms and cues and announcements. It can feel very intimidating.
Intimidating. That means making you feel nervous or scared, like the situation is bigger than you.
Exactly. But today, we are going to take away that intimidation. By the end of this episode, you will know exactly what to say at every single stage of your airport journey.
Let us start at the very beginning. You have arrived at the airport. You have your bags. You have your passport. What is the first thing you do?
The first thing is check-in. You go to the check-in desk of your airline, or you use a self-check-in machine. Many airports have both now.
Let us start with the check-in desk, because that is where most people need to speak English first.
So you walk up to the desk, and the agent will usually greet you and ask, "May I see your passport and booking reference, please?"
Booking reference. What is that exactly?
Your booking reference is the code you received when you bought your ticket. It is usually 6 letters or numbers, like AB1234. You can find it in your confirmation email.
Ah, yes. I always screenshot that email before I leave home.
Very smart. Always have it ready. So the agent asks for your passport and booking reference. You hand them over, and they start checking you in.
Then what do they ask?
The next thing they usually ask is, "How many bags are you checking in today?"
And you say, "I have 1 bag to check in," or "I have 2 bags to check in."
Simple and clear. And then they will put your bag on the scale. And this is where it can get stressful, because they might say your bag is over the weight limit.
Oh no, that is the worst thing to hear at check-in.
It really is. So if that happens, you have a few options. You can say, "I'm sorry, can I pay for the extra weight?"
Or you can say, "Is it okay if I move some things to my carry-on bag?"
Yes, your carry-on bag is the small bag you take on the plane with you, not the big bag that goes underneath in the hold.
The hold, that is the storage area at the bottom of the plane.
Exactly. And most airlines let you take one carry-on bag, sometimes also called hand luggage, onto the plane for free.
Good to know. So after the bags are sorted, what happens next?
The agent will ask about your seat. They will say, "Do you have a seat preference?"
And this is where I went wrong with my pointing.
Yes, so you say clearly, "I would prefer a window seat, please," or "I would prefer an aisle seat, please."
Window seat is next to the window. Aisle seat is next to the corridor in the middle of the plane.
Yes, and if you want to sit near the front, you can say, "Is it possible to get a seat near the front of the plane?"
Is it possible to? That is a very polite way to make a request.
It is, and polite requests almost always get a better response than demands.
Always. Even in a busy airport, politeness goes a long way.
And if you are enjoying this conversation right now, please give it a like and subscribe to English Insights. We make new episodes every 2 days.
Yes, and comment the word boarding below right now. We love seeing who is here with us today.
Comment boarding. Let us see who is listening.
Okay, so we have checked in. We have our boarding pass. Now, what is a boarding pass exactly?
Your boarding pass is the document, paper or digital, that lets you get on the plane. It has your name, your flight number, your seat number, and your gate number.
Gate number. That is where you go to actually board the plane.
Yes, every gate has a number or letter, like gate 12 or gate B4, and you need to find your gate before your flight.
And airports are big. Sometimes finding the gate is a journey in itself.
It really is. I once walked for 20 minutes just to find my gate.
So what do you say if you cannot find your gate, if you need to ask someone for help?
You can ask any airport staff member. You say, "Excuse me, could you tell me where gate 12 is?"
Could you tell me where? That is a very natural and polite way to ask for directions.
Yes, or even simpler. Excuse me, I'm looking for gate before. Can you point me in the right direction?
Can you point me in the right direction? That is a great phrase. It is literally asking them to point.
Yes, and they will usually say, go straight ahead and turn left, or take the elevator to level 2. So useful. Now, before we get to the gate, we have to go through security, and that can be very stressful. Security is the area where they check your bags and your body for anything that is not allowed on the plane, like liquids over 100 milliliters or sharp objects.
And the security officers will give you instructions. What do they usually say?
They will say things like, please remove your laptop from your bag, please take off your belt and shoes, please place all liquids in a clear bag.
And if you do not understand something, what do you say?
You say, I am sorry, could you repeat that please? Or, I am sorry, what should I do with this?
I am sorry, what should I do with this? That is such a useful phrase. You can use it anywhere you are confused.
Yes, and security officers deal with hundreds of people every day. They are used to helping. Do not be afraid to ask.
Now let us talk about the departure lounge. That is the area you go to after security, where you wait for your flight.
Yes, the departure lounge usually has shops, cafes, and seating areas. It is where you spend most of your waiting time.
And this is also where you hear a lot of announcements over the speaker system.
Yes, announcements are the messages you hear played over the loudspeakers, and they can be fast and sometimes hard to understand.
What are the most common announcements you hear at an airport?
The first one you need to know is, this is the final call for passengers on flight, followed by the flight number.
Final call. That means hurry up. The plane is about to leave without you.
Yes, final call is not a suggestion. It is a warning. If you hear your flight number after final call, you run.
You run. Okay, what other announcements are common?
Another common one is, the boarding for flight has been delayed. We apologize for any inconvenience.
Delayed means it is late. The plane is not leaving at the scheduled time.
Yes, and inconvenience means trouble or difficulty. We apologize for any inconvenience is a very formal way of saying, we are sorry this is causing you a problem.
And another one, passengers on flight, please proceed to gate number.
Proceed means go. So please proceed to gate 12 means please go to gate 12 now.
These are such important words to know, because if you miss an announcement, you could miss your flight.
Exactly. And if you ever hear an announcement and you're not sure what was said, you can go to the information desk and say, excuse me, I heard an announcement about my flight, but I am not sure what it said. My flight number is AB123.
That is such a practical phrase. The information desk is always there to help.
Always. Now, let me share a story. I remember my very first time traveling alone. I was at a big international airport, and I was terrified.
Oh, tell me, what happened?
I had never done it alone before. I found the check-in desk okay, I got through security okay, but then I heard an announcement, and I heard my flight number, but I missed the gate number.
Oh no, what did you do?
I panicked for about 30 seconds, and then I remembered, just ask someone. So I walked up to a staff member and I said, excuse me, I just heard an announcement for flight AB123, but I missed the gate number. Could you help me?
And what did they say?
They looked at my boarding pass and said, you need gate 7. It is just down that corridor. Turn right at the coffee shop.
That is it. Just one question, one answer, problem solved.
Yes, and I made my flight with 15 minutes to spare. But that one moment taught me something very important.
What was that?
That asking for help is never as scary as the problem itself. The question takes 10 seconds, the panic takes 10 minutes.
That is such a beautiful lesson. The question takes 10 seconds, the panic takes 10 minutes.
And if you are still listening right now, comment boarding below again. We want to celebrate you for staying with us.
Yes, comment boarding. We love you all.
Now, let us talk about the boarding process itself. This is the final stage, actually getting on the plane.
So you are at the gate. You can see the plane outside the window. What happens now?
The gate agent will make an announcement. They will say, we will now begin boarding flight, starting with business class and passengers who need extra assistance.
Extra assistance means people who need help, like families with small children or passengers with disabilities.
Yes, and then they will call other groups, like we are now boarding rows 20 to 30, or We are now boarding Zone 2.
So you wait for your row or zone to be called, and then you join the queue.
Yes, and when you get to the front of the queue, the gate agent will scan your boarding pass. They might also check your passport again.
And sometimes they ask a question, like, did you pack your bag yourself?
Yes, this is a security question. The correct answer is, yes, I did, or yes, I packed it myself this morning.
And another common one is, has anyone asked you to carry anything on their behalf?
And the answer is, no, no one has. These questions sound formal, but they are standard. Every passenger gets them.
Good to know. So you answer the questions, your boarding pass is scanned, and then you walk down the jet bridge to the plane.
Jet bridge. That is the long enclosed corridor that connects the gate to the door of the plane.
And once you are on the plane, you find your seat, and if you need help finding it, you can ask a flight attendant. Excuse me, could you help me find seat 24A?
Flight attendant is the person who works on the plane and helps the passengers, sometimes also called cabin crew.
And they are always very helpful. Do not be shy to ask.
Never be shy to ask. On a plane, in an airport, anywhere. Everyone working there is there to help you.
So, let us recap everything we covered today. We walked through the entire airport journey together.
We started at check-in. We learned phrases like, I have one bag to check in. I would prefer a window seat. Is it possible to get a seat near the front?
We talked about boarding passes and gate numbers, and how to ask for directions using, excuse me, could you tell me where gate 12 is?
We went through security and learned to say, I am sorry. Could you repeat that? I am sorry. What should I do with this?
We talked about departure lounge announcements. Final call, delayed, please proceed to gate.
We learned to ask for help at the information desk when we miss an announcement.
And we walked through the boarding process, answering security questions, getting scanned, finding your seat.
And through all of it, the most important phrase is not a complicated one. It is the simplest one. Excuse me, could you help me?
Because no matter where you are in the world, no matter how big or busy the airport is, there is always someone ready to help. You just have to ask.
And your English is enough to ask. It always has been.
And before we go, here is your bonus tip for today. Before your next trip, practice saying your flight number and destination out loud in English. Just once. I am on flight AB123 to London. I am looking for gate 7.
Simple, clear, confident. That is all you need. Say it once out loud before you travel, and it will come naturally when you need it.
Thank you so much for spending this time with us today on English Insights. If this episode helped you feel more confident about traveling in English, please give it a like and share it with a friend who travels.
Subscribe to the channel if you have not already. We make new episodes every 2 days, and we would love to see you back here very soon.
And comment boarding below one last time because you made it to the end, and that deserves to be celebrated.
We love our community here at English Insights, every single one of you. Have a wonderful journey wherever life is taking you next.
Goodbye, everyone. See you in the next episode.
Bye for now. Safe travels. Keep learning. We will see you very soon.